Welcome back to the channel, folks, and in this episode I promise you that we will finish off installing all the side panels, all the Solway panels and the ceiling. Just bear with us though, because yeah, the ceiling, not done that before. The battery died, unfortunately, on the time-lapse camera as we were putting the last piece up, because we took so long fettling that little joint at the back, which it's good, but it was rather tricky. Is it going to fall down? Right, well that's looking really good. Quite happy about that. That is the ceiling done. So now we can get on with the finishing of the bulkhead and the surround. Get these walls on. I might even have a bed by the end of today. Oh hell yeah. Oh, I am so looking forward to that. Why the significance of a bed, you might ask? Well, the bed for me is the beginning of making my home the interior. So once I've got the bed in, I can work out exactly where things are going to be. So there we go, that's the piece that we've been waiting to fit, and now you can see why you need to fit the ceiling panel first, because that literally is as tight as you're going to get to it. So I'm having to trim off the depth of the floor off the bottom of all these panels so that they fit flush across the bottom there. So if you're going to fit this kit, fit it before you fit the floor, and that way you won't have the nightmare that I've got to do, because not only have you got to trim it, but you've got to trim it so it's flush across the floor. So got the lower piece fitted, the two side piece fitted, the piece over the door, and now I can go and fit the top bit again. Time to fit the panel. Excuse the light, but it is what it is. So I'm just doing the same again. I run the pen all the way along on the inside to mark out the opening, so that then when we go to the inside, take that off, we can see where we need to cut out. Obviously I'm just marking that for now, just for alignment purposes, and then we use the frame just as we did last time to go around and give ourselves the better kind of cut, which is much further down. So a lot of you seem to love my gadget of the day. So what's my gadget of the day right now? Well, it's from my Ryobi collection. It sounds like, yes, my Ryobi. People have Ferraris and stuff like that. I have Ryobis. But I would say it's got to be the multi-tool. I have used this probably more than anything else in the build, apart from the light, which is illuminating me right now. But I would say if you're going to buy a tool, the multi-tool for building a van is amazing. So many things. You see me cut up panels with it, cut metal with it. You can cut obviously wood with it as well, but it's quite versatile, easy to use, easy to manipulate whatever you're using. Get it almost anywhere because of the head on it. You can put the tool at any angle you want, and they do all sorts of different tools anyway, not just this one. But yeah, gadget of the day, definitely the Ryobi multi-tool, which I think they called an oscillating tool or something like that. No, it doesn't hurt either. It just vibrates. They used to use them. Someone pointed out the other day about medical conditions and stuff like that. They were invented for cutting bones, I believe. But then I remember as a kid having a plaster cast cut off using this, and I was like, oh my god, are you going to kill me? You're going to cut my leg off. And she's like, no, look, you can put your hand there and it doesn't hurt. So yeah, it just oscillates ever so slightly, and that allows you to cut through things. Brilliant. And oh yeah, the other thing I might suggest as well is get a few batteries, because you know you're going to need them. Right, let's go and building a van. So I made a red mark at the top there to show me that alignment, and a red mark over the side over there to show me that alignment. So I've added extra insulation, and what I've actually done with this insulation is rip it in half so that it's not as thick as it comes in the roll, it's half of that. So that's stuck on at the moment, and that's filled the gap there. But obviously what I want to do preferably is put something in there that fills that gap up, so that when I fit the frame, it's going to pull in a little bit, but obviously there's still going to be a big gap there. I don't want things falling down there. I want to neaten the gap up. So I'm either going to use, just out there, insulation board, or I'll use wood and make a frame. So that's the gap that we're looking at, which is 50 millimeters, 5 centimeters. And the PIR board that I've got 25 and 50. So I'm thinking I might just make a frame out of the PIR board. It's lighter, it doesn't have to be structural. All it is to fill in that gap so that nothing falls down there. And as this is a sofa, you know, and you're going to be leaning against it or whatever, I also want it to provide a little bit of support as well. So if I go 50 mil all the way around there, including up at the top inside there, I think that is going to be perfect. So what we're trying to do on this frame, using the longest screws we've got, just to get through the frame and the packing bit that we've put in between the insulation board to the original wooden frame, to pinch this panel too, because we need to put some more fixings in the panel as well, but obviously it'd be nice if it was just held in place as well where the wooden frame is around the window. It's in! Binding, mate. Anyhow, that was stressful and annoying, but only for the fact that we're obviously trying to work with getting the panel that way, align it that way to that edge, also find these ridges to where you're supposed to obviously fit it into, and then have that gap behind it that we needed to fill in with insulation all the way around, and the PIR board as well on the edge, so there's not that big recess. So yeah, I think we need a big high five. But when you're doing this yourself, if you're watching this video as a point of reference, this panel is really key. You need to get it all the way over to this side so it fits flush against that edge, which does mean it looks like it's going upwards in the van that way, and technically it is, but it's only because your eyes are deceiving you when you're looking at it, because the van actually goes like that towards the back. So that's the issue. Other than that, done. Move on to the next one. Right, so we've kind of gone off track now, because I do believe that that is the better way to start coming this way, especially because this is another joint, so we've got that piece there to fit in between the two. So by aligning that one up, that's helped us keep the line. We've now put this in the middle of the two, and that keeps the line going across the top as well. So that one's pinned in place roughly. We've put the sticky tape down the leading edge of both of them, so we can pop that on, stick it in, and then yeah, give it a good screw. So loads of people have been asking me what thickness of insulation can you get in there. 50 mil is ideal, so whichever way, there's about 50 mil of depth that you can get behind these panels. Squidgy. So that's the insulation layer down each side, which is pretty cool. And then in the ceiling, it's probably a little bit less than that. It's probably about 40 mil overall. All right then. Well, that is it. Interior panels and ceiling installed. However, some of you might have spotted something that isn't quite finished yet. Yeah, that is front and back. I need to cut out for the max fans. So for this bit, literally, I'm just going to go in onto the roof, get a drill, and go to the very four corners of the cutout that's in the roof, and just drill 4 holes through the ceiling. And then I'm going to come inside with the jigsaw and just cut the hole back in. So the back one's all fitted back in, just need to wire that back up. And you know, it wouldn't be a Gadget John video without, yeah, I did. Even though I thought I'd miss it, I cut straight through the cable. Even though I'd pushed it back as well, but for whatever reason now it's stuck. So yeah, max fan cable is a little bit shorter than anticipated. Hopefully disaster averted. Gouged a little channel through there, just enough room on the edge to solder and protect the wires. Right, let's carry on putting the max fan in now. Okay, so side panels are on now. So they're on either side. Wheel arches are all nicely filled and insulated and everything now. So now I'm going to put the bed supports on. So this is what I'm aiming my bed height at, really, is the ability to get my bike in. For those who want to know, that's 64 centimeters high, and that's 77 centimeters high. Obviously that's just the seat post that's taking that extra space up, really. What I need to do now is just obviously work out side to side space. I think they take up roughly the same amount of space anyway. So the boot is going to be decided, or the boot layout is going to be decided by getting 2 bikes in, a kayak and a supboard, both inflatable, and then some tools and solo stove and all that kind of stuff all need to be in there. Obviously around this side is going to be my electrical setup, but for now, like I said, I just wanted to know roughly what height we're at, and the height of that is about the same as that ridge there. The reason why I'm starting the bed is because the bed sets the measurements for everything else down the van. So once the bed's in, I know where I can build my toilet room, I know how much sofa is going to be size wise, so I can start ordering the cushions and the fabrics for the sofa. And on this side, I know how much kitchen I've got to start putting cupboards in, and obviously arrange what I'm doing with the fridge and freezer on the runners. So if anybody is interested at all, these bed supports, these brackets, the slats and the mattress were all from our trip to IKEA like a couple of months ago now. Right then folks, so that's both max fans in, not wired yet, and the bed in. I'm just going to put the mattress on top, and that's going to give it 48 hours to just expand. But that's it for this phase of the build series. The interior panels are done, roof's done, bed's in, it's all measured the right height, all the supports are in, it's all done. Next time you're going to see my face, it's probably going to be quite happy because I'm going to be playing with electrics. I'll see you next time, folks. Bye.